What's up, everybody? This is A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing Mercury in the 8th house. So, first, let's address what Mercury is all about. So, Mercury has to deal with Gemini and also Virgo, which means it rules over the 3rd house, which is Gemini, and the 6th house, which is Virgo. So, Mercury has to deal with your mind and your intellectual capacity, it has to deal with logical thinking, youth, early childhood upbringing, learning, reading, writing, body language, okay? And also your immediate environment. So when it comes down to the eighth house has to deal with your conscious mind, which Mercury also has to deal with the conscious mind, okay? But the eighth house originally rules, original ruler is Scorpio, and Scorpio's ruling planet is Pluto. So the 8th house is about death, rebirth, transformation. It has to do with hidden knowledge, hidden information, things buried underneath the surface. Okay, so this house is considered the underworld. This house has to deal with astrology, the occult, and alchemy, the magic and the mystical, joint finances, taxes, loans, and inheritance, along with crisis situations. So this is one of them houses that people um, don't want to go near or towards. Okay, because things are hidden underneath the human eye in this house. So you do have to dive deep into it to uncover all those secrets. So let's get into this right now. Mercury in the 8th house. Men and women. If you have your natal Mercury in the 8th house, you have a probing and very deep mind. Here, Mercury soaks up all the scorpionic energy that is presented in the 8th house, no matter what Mercury's actual sign is in. So, Mercury in the 8th house is going to be very similar to if you are having Mercury in Scorpio, or if you have Gemini or Virgo ruling over the 8th. Okay. So, this placement does suggest a reserved and somewhat shy person who is fascinated by all the mysteries of the world, of the universe. However, you often keep your thoughts secret and private. You need a lot of privacy. So, trust does not come easily with these individuals. You definitely have to earn their trust, okay? For some reason, these people are driven towards hidden agendas, people that are out to do malicious things, malicious events, okay? People that are not to be really trusted. This is what these people feel like a lot of people are on. They feel like people are on bullshit a lot. And to be completely honest, a lot of times people are. Okay? So Mercury shows how you think. So with Mercury in the 8th house, you have a good researching skills. And you have been gifted by the universe with a very deep focus. So you love to get to the heart of a matter. So superficial answers won't satisfy the Mercury in the 8th house individuals. Neither does small talk. So when you are studying something, you are able to get to the meaning of things. So this is the type of placement that you see scientists, researchers, investigators, and private investigators. This placement does suggest an investigative kind of mind. So you have your natal Mercury in the 8th house. You want to understand the world on a very deep level. So this is a thirst, an absolute thirst for knowledge is what these individuals have within inside of their soul. You want to understand the most deepest, darkest things that you could even imagine. Okay, so you will search throughout your life for truth. This placement does suggest a sensitive mind. People with planets in water houses in general, okay, are going to be a bit hypersensitive. So you can become easily overwhelmed when your environment is loud, okay, or in chaotic situations. Okay, this is when you're going to become extremely sensitive. You have your Mercury in the eighth house, so you are going to be interested in esoteric and also the occult. Okay, things of the occult, astrology, and also after death and all the mysteries. You are highly intuitive. Your intuition and conscious mind are entwined with one another. You are connected with your higher self and sometimes feel that something bigger helped you out in stressful situations. So I actually know people with their Mercury in the eighth house, and I also know people that do have Mercury in Scorpio. These individuals are intense. Okay, they are absolutely seeking out. They are feeling like they are destined for greatness, and they are destined to be something magnificent. Okay, they really do believe that the universe is guiding them, and the universe is absolutely guiding them in the direction to pull up information, research information, pinpoint when people are being truthful, people are not being truthful. Okay, this is an amazing ability to have with inside your chart. So now, even though you are reserved and introverted, because these are introverted people, they're not extroverted, they're introverted. So you have a innate insight into human nature. Mercury in the eighth house gives you with the intuitive understanding of psychology. Okay, so these people could be counselors, they can be therapists, and they can be psychologists. Different characters and motivations are open books to you. People who need guidance often open up to you and tell you things they would never tell anybody else under no circumstances. So, in addition, these men and women will absorb the vibes of people around them, and you can sense if something is off or odd. You easily notice if someone is lying to you right off the rip. A person with this placement is not gullible at all because they are very aware of the dark side of life. Okay, these are definitely the type of people also that say for example, if it's social media going on, Facebook, Instagram, and all these different things that's out today. Okay, these are the type of people that can see certain things and interpret it in a different kind of way. They can think that people are talking about them even if they didn't even say their fucking names. They can think that people are out to get them, just in general, okay, or out to deceive them, not being truthful and not being honest. So these people are very cautious in their movements, and they know how to pull out the truth. That's another thing. They know how to pull out the absolute truth out of people because they are so inclined to the darker side of life. Okay, their minds are pulled towards that type of shit. So Mercury in the eighth house uses words masterfully. Okay, so they are a master of words, of language. If you have your Mercury here in the chart, you are equivalent, but you choose what you want to say according to what you want to accomplish. You know how to manipulate others and recognize it when someone else wants to convince you. A person who has Mercury in the eighth house is not the one to fall prey to manipulation. You are a hard nut to crack. Okay, I'm telling you, these some bad, you know what? Because what it is here is they don't allow the space in their mind for people to try to control their mind, manipulate their mind, or even try to convince them or persuade them in any kind of way like that. No. If anything, they are going to do that to you. Okay, they're going to persuade you this way. They're going to convince you to do this shit. All right, not the other way around. And if it does happen, it would be amazing to these individuals that you had the ability to do it. You probably got Mercury in Scorpio or Mercury in the eighth house also, because these people, or maybe even other things in your chart that can also pull that out, because you know you got the aspects. But just this alone is very intense. Okay, so sometimes a Mercury in the eighth house points to weak mental health. You could be extremely anxious. So the sensitivity of this placement is not easily to cope with. You can sense negativity around you, and it is important to be energetic, as strong as possible to repel it. Regular physical exercise and meditation can be very beneficial here. Okay, so keep that in mind. So they help you soothe your mind and connect you with your body. This placement does suggest that you think a lot about sex. So these are going to be highly sensual and sexual people, okay? They will love to dib and dab in different positions, okay? These are not going to be the type of people that want to always do it in the bedroom, okay? That shit is probably whack and boring for them. They want something a little bit more exciting, thrilling, and fun. So you talk openly about your desires, and it's important for you to be able to discuss them in a relationship. So physical attraction is an inevitable part of relationships here. If you can't make your partner understand your sexual needs, the romance will be surely to just die out. Okay, it's just not going to even work out. So Mercury in the eighth house suggests that you have a talent for money. You could do well in professions where you manage other people's resources, such as banking or as a financial advisor. Mercury in the eighth house loves to discover what's underneath the surface no matter what. If there are life's greatest mysteries in question or assets of other people, okay? So I'm going to leave this on this note for now. In future videos to come, I will be going more into depth into Mercury in the eighth house. So, please, anybody that's interested in a birth chart reading or any other reading, there is a sale going on. Okay, it is $40 off of all readings. Okay, so anywhere you see 130 in the about section, anywhere you see 130, it is now going to be 90. Anywhere that you see 160, it is now going to be 120. And tarot card readings are now $40, okay, for the sale, which means that it was 80. Okay, anybody that's interested in the 8-week course, it does start October 4th. I already have 7 people already booked in. Be sure to hit me up for that information. The course does start October 4th, and it's all the way to the end of November. And it's $555, whether you're paying through Cash App or PayPal. Please be sure to check out the About section on my YouTube channel for all the information, all the services, all the readings that I do have available. And please keep in mind, wherever you see 130, it is now 90. Wherever you see 160, it is now 120. And tarot card readings is 80, but they are now $40. And the sale had started yesterday, and it's going to be all the way until November 24th, which is a Wednesday. So, this has been A Force of Nature. Spiritual awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you in the next one.